to Students Speak Up, the podcast where four students talk about serious issues even though we still need permission slips lined.
I'm Val.
I'm Shelby.
And I'm Luna.
Today, we're getting into questions that sound simple but get real complicated fast.
Basically, is it enough to say everyone can come to the party, or do you actually have to help people who can't get there in the first place?
We're going to look at what access really means, what proactive support looks like, and where each of us stands on what real equality means.
All right, take a breath. Get your political feelings ready. Let's start.
What does access actually mean? So first, access on paper, it sounds perfect. Same rules, same resources, same door open for everyone.
Like when a school says anyone can join AP classes, or anyone can apply for the scholarship. That's equality as access.
And honestly, that's really important. If you don't even have equal access, nothing else matters. If some people are banned from something because of race, gender, disability, or money, then that's just straight up discrimination.
But here's the catch. Equal access assumes everyone is starting from the same place. And we all know that's just not true.
Like, think about it about AP classes. The sign-up form might say it's open for everyone, but some students had parents who had tutors since middle school, or some had quiet places to study, while some even had no Wi-Fi and had to work after school, or were translating bills for their parents.
So technically, everyone had access, but some people had to jump 3 fences to even get near it.
Let's use a simple example, standardized test. The SAT or ACT is supposedly the same test for everyone. That's equal access.
But some students can pay for prep classes, private tutors, and take the test 3 times. Others barely afford the fee waiver and maybe get 1 shot.
So you basically end up rewarding the people who already had advantages. The test looks neutral, but the playing field definitely isn't.
Same thing with colleges that say, we don't look at race or income, we just look at merit. If merit is measured by AP classes, clubs, test scores, and unpaid internships, then students who had to work or take care of student siblings start out behind.
Access is like giving everyone a ticket to a race. But if one runner is starting 50 meters behind, you can't pretend the race is fair just because everyone got the same ticket.
And that's where proactive support comes in. Instead of just saying, the door is open, you ask, what's actually stopping people from walking through it?
Proactive support looks like extra tutoring and after-school programs, financial aid and scholarships for low-income students, language support for English learners, disability accommodations, mentorship for first-gen college students, and even mental health resources.
None of those things give someone an unfair advantage. They're trying to remove the extra weight that only some people are carrying.
Imagine 2 students. Student A has a quiet room, laptop, parents who went to college, and doesn't need to work. Student B shares a room, works 15 hours a week, helps with siblings, and is the first in their family to apply to college. If the school gives student B a mentor, free test prep, and flexible deadlines sometimes, then that's not favoritism. That's bringing them closer to the starting line student A already had.
Some people say proactive support is unfair because it treats people differently. They want pure sameness, same rules for everyone, and no exceptions.
But sameness and fairness aren't the same thing. If one student's on crutches and you refuse to build a ramp because everyone uses the stairs, that's equal treatment and totally unfair.
Exactly. Accessibility accommodations are a good example. Nobody freaks out that a student with vision issues gets bigger print or reads on a device. We understand they need that to even access the same material.
When it's physical, people get it. When it's invisible stuff, like poverty, trauma, language barriers, discrimination, people suddenly act like it's all personal choices instead of structural problems.
So the real question is, are we okay treating people differently if the goal is to give them an actually fair shot?
Let's put this into our school context. 1. College counseling. If counselors only help the students who show up first, then the loud, confident kids get all of the support. Proactive support would mean the counselor actually reaches out to students who might not even know what questions to ask.
2. Clubs and leadership. If officer positions always go to the same friend groups, that's access, in theory. Anyone can run, but socially, some students are shut out. Proactive support might be encouraging quieter students to apply, or reserving a spot for someone new to leadership.
3. Discipline. If some students get harsh punishments for things others get warnings for, then the same rules don't exist in practice. Proactive support, there would look like restorative justice, checking what's going on in a student's life, not just suspending them.
Once you actually start looking at it, you realize how often access stops at the surface level. It doesn't touch the deeper inequality.
So, where do we stand on the big question? I think access is the baseline, not the final goal. We need laws and rules that say everyone can apply, join, or participate. But if we stop there, we just preserve the advantages that already exist.
I agree. To me, proactive support is about repair. We can't pretend history didn't happen. Racism, sexism, homophobia, unequal school funding, all of it. That stuff doesn't just disappear because a rule changed on paper. Support is how you repair damage that built up over time.
I'm on the same side, but for a slightly different reason. I see it as an investment. If you invest extra resources in disadvantaged communities, you end up with more people graduating, inventing things, starting businesses, and helping others. That benefits everybody, even people who never needed help.
Wait, that makes sense. Well, my take on this, if you only care about equal access, you only care about fair rules. If you also care about proactive support, you care about fair outcomes. We obviously can't make every outcome identical, but we should at least make sure people aren't being blocked by the things they choose.
Okay, so here's our final breakdown. We're going to do this in steps. Step 1, equal access. There is no discrimination, no literal bans, and the door is always open to everyone. Step 2, proactive support. You identify who's facing extra barriers and work to remove them. Step 3, keep checking the results, and if the same groups keep getting left behind, then obviously your system isn't truly equal yet.
If we stop at step 1, we get to say, it's not our fault, the rules are fair, while ignoring that some people are stuck at the bottom of a ladder with missing rungs.
If we actually do steps 2 and 3, maybe in the future we won't need as much extra support because the starting lines will finally be closer together.
Yeah, I agree. So, the big question is equality just about access? Well, I think our answer is pretty clear. I think access is necessary, but real equality requires proactive support too.
Alright, that's our take on access versus support.
You don't have to agree with us, but hopefully this made you think past the usual everybody already has the same opportunity line.
I want you to just ask yourself, in your own life, where do you see access? And where do you see real support? And which one actually changed things?
So thank you for listening to Students Speak Up. We talked about equality, we talked about proactiveness, and if you made it this far, congrats. You basically survived a mini sociology class.
And again, thank you so much for listening. I'm Val.
I'm Jason.
I'm Shelby.
And I'm Luna.
Again, thank you so much for watching. Please post your notifications for our next upcoming podcast. It's going to be an amazing, amazing podcast you've never heard in your life, and we're obviously the best podcasters. So, one last message.
See you next time.